You need to try and pick off the units as... Look at the shields on the mark.
Oh my god, the drone's gonna take
Welcome once again, folks. This is Cat's Pajamas.
And this is Pain User.
And we are back for game number 3, the rubber match of this set between Complexity's Minigun spawning as our blue Protoss. Switching colors on me again. Down here, the bottom left-hand corner of Crossfire.
Oh, dear.
He is against Empire Nerchio here in the top right-hand corner, spawning as our red Zerg player.
Had a idle drone there for a little bit from Minigun. Didn't have that rally to the mineral line, but Nerchio, 7 pooling his way back into contention, was down 1 game.
It's beautiful.
Followed up with the speedless Zergling Nidus. I love it. Just getting that Nidus as early as possible. You and I both busting out the
As you so eloquently point out, the flight of the armadillo.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I was trying to think of a slow, flightless bird. I think I said kiwis as well, but anyway, I'll need to think of a better reference for speedless lings. But Nerchio just... I love the gall. I mean, just going with the 7 pool on Shakuras as well, just so impressive. And able to actually accomplish some serious damage there. Takes down the gateway immediately, gets in there. And I think the key that almost won him that game was just how active he was with those 3 lings. Once he broke the wall, he kept those 3 lings alive almost the entire game.
Absolutely, and you mentioned, in the analysis of the last game, it was preventing Minigun from dropping down spotter pylons. It was disrupting his macro.
Yeah.
He didn't put his cybernetics core down until way after the fact. Only had 1 sentry there when the Zergling showed up, and then
got a few probes too.
Exactly, and out of that, Nerchio was macroing so well. He went from a relatively small number of drones to a huge number. He almost doubled Minigun within the course of 2 rounds of larva injects.
Yeah, we checked the income tab at one point, and I think it was maybe 16 to 13, and then you checked it again maybe a minute after that, and it was 33 to 16. So just took this supply lead and just absolutely ran away with that game after the 7 pool. Once everything was said and done after the 7 pool, and here we see Nerchio once again blocking that cybernetics core, and it looks like he's going to actually block it for quite a bit here, not losing the drone. The drone's still at 10 hit points. Gonna get out of there. And yes, he keeps it alive and just delays the cybernetics core by that much. And like you said last time we saw him do this, it's just those little things that add up. And anytime something like that happens in the early game, I can tell you from a player's perspective, it's so frustrating. You want to be the one to get that little incremental advantage. And when you're not, it's just like this little recurring thought that loops in your head until you're able to equalize that advantage at some point. It's just so annoying.
Absolutely. And, I harp on this a lot, but it's those small differences that really set apart good players from great players. And look at this, Minigun doing a nice little thing right there. We talk about small things that set people apart. This Zealot was not quite done and wasn't going to be done before the Zerglings chased the probe back into the base, so we ran it off to the side just for about 3 or 4 seconds so that Zealot would get done. That's a gorgeous little touch.
Yeah, very intelligent move right there. I actually caught that too, and I was thinking for a second what it was, and then I realized right away while the chrono boost was going on the gateway that he was just waiting for that Zealot to come out, and that will prevent the Lings from getting in and getting a full scout on the base. So both players showcasing a little bit of what we've been talking about.
Absolutely. And Minigun now in a pretty good defensive position. He is... he's four-gating.
Will it work is the question. He's also feigning the expand, dropping
beautiful.
the pylon on the low ground, and he is preventing any sort of Ling scout from getting up the ramp, and will continue to do so. We have 2 Lings at the natural right now. Hopefully Nerchio doesn't get up and spot that one gate that's relatively close to the ramp, and he's not sacrificing an Overlord. So he's not going to be able to get in there. His other Overlord is in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, so neither Overlord really in a position to scout this, and that might be a little bit of a mistake on Nerchio's part. I think regardless, he'll still have a good opportunity to hold this 4-gate, but it could be a defensive 4-gate into an expansion here. I'm not sure exactly where he's going with this. It could possibly be a defensive 4-gate with an expand.
Yeah, this could be a couple of different things here. He could do the expand, he could do the Nexus cancel, he could do a number of different things if he wants to be super aggressive. But with the amount of sentries he's building up, it looks like he is just going to attack. Look at that. 4 warp into sentries at the same time, had a massive amount of gas built up. He's going to make his way in. This boy Zergling says, I'm out of there. Runs down to the bottom right-hand corner. Minigun going to put on a little pressure. What is waiting for him? Couple of spine crawlers and a couple of Zerglings, and that's about it for the moment.
Yep, we do have quite a few Zerglings in production, now up to 12, but I think the spine crawlers are actually a very good idea.
Yes.
Ooh, and he's going to get very quick reaction time by Minigun right there. We had a Speedling headed into the main for a full scout. He's going to be able to stop that, and now he is headed into the natural, but these sentries really don't have a lot of push power to go beyond those spine crawlers.
Right.
The spine crawlers were a great response because they're going to be able to shut those sentries down. What the sentries will be good for is potentially killing, and he is going to get that full scout, potentially killing a ton of Zerglings and forcing him to build a lot of units, but they're not going to be able to accomplish anything here.
No, not really. I mean, especially with the way that Nerchio has set up that great defensive position. Once again, though, not really doing any creep spread. He's been very slow to react to that, and he's actually going right to a Spire. So we're going to see air units come out almost immediately. Minigun backing up now to his expansion, which he is starting to saturate with a good number of probes. I wonder what his reaction to this is going to be. He's going to need some stalkers as soon as he scouts that. But man, if this goes unchecked, Nerchio, with that mobility, especially on this map, is going to be able to circumvent the problem of the force fields at those choke points completely.
Yeah, for certain. And the Mutas will have a very good opportunity to harass all the locations on this map, and it looks like he's going to go ahead and kill these back rocks. This is something you very rarely actually see on this map, and only 4 Zerglings can attack that at once, so that's going to take quite a while, and this sentry will be able to take out at least one of those as it works on the rocks. So not going to be able to destroy those destructible rocks. It was a good thought, but this map and the way the Zerglings line up there, just not going to be able to kill that quick enough to get it down.
And it looks like we have the same build coming out of Minigun this time around. That's going to be 7-gate with Twilight Council and Robo. So again, going back to those Blink Stalkers. But it's going to be a while before those are able to come out. And we already have 7 Mutalisks getting started now for Nerchio. And if these are able to get in and do damage, which they certainly can, especially with the relative immobility of these gateway units that are currently out for Minigun, this may not be pretty. I mean, I'm trying to find words and analogy to describe an entire mineral line disappearing before Minigun's very eyes, but that's certainly what could happen if this goes unchecked.
Absolutely. Well, and we do already have the first pack of mutas out, so the Stalkers are just now starting to warp in. He just warped in his first batch. They're not going to be in position to deal with these mutas. He's actually moving out and headed cross map right now. This could be terrible for him. The timing of this is working out perfectly for Nerchio. Nerchio going to go ahead and go into the main. He's also sending Zerglings into the natural at the same time. The Zerglings will not be able to make it into the natural. They will, however, pick off a few units, and that main mineral line is going to be forced to be pulled off, and he is losing so many probes here. Gonna have to pull all of his units back, and Nerchio doing some great harass here.
Oh my, this is just everything you can ask for. Not only is he killing units, he's forcing Minigun to retreat with his entire force, as you mentioned before, and he doesn't even lose a single Mutalisk. So,
goodness gracious.
Beautiful job there. Supply 74 now to 102. The drone count, we're looking at 60 to 36. Huge advantage for Nerchio. It's like he may tried to blink back, or tried to jump back in there. Still doesn't lose a Mutalisk, but he's not going to be able to continue to do the damage he wants.
Yeah, very quick reaction from Minigun right there, just blinking right on top of those mutas. But I mean, the damage has been done. So many probes have gone down, forced him to stop all forward movement in terms of a push, wasn't able to get those forward pylons. It looks like he is actually going to head out and attempt to do that once more. Just so many sentries right now in the army. And wow, the natural is just getting ransacked by Mutalisks right now. Photon cannon goes down immediately. More probes following suit, and the mineral line is just getting ransacked. He is going to try and push here. There are Zerglings and so many spine crawlers waiting for him. He is going to be forced to turn around there. And the thing that I love about what Nerchio is doing is that Minigun went with this super heavy sentry style, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's not going to do anything to a giant pack of Mutalisks like this.
No, those are going to melt as what's going to happen, and it looks like the rest of these probes are going to go down.
Oh, God, he's
Nerchio
just targeting the probes, losing quite a few mutas, but it doesn't matter.
He's fine with that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing so much economic damage here, it just doesn't matter. Let's take a look at the probe count. Once again, 25 workers to 58. Nerchio is mining off of 3 bases at this time. Looks like Minigun may be able to get up here and actually deny this, which is going to help his cause
and the Lings come from behind. Force field's going down. He's going to be able to prevent those Lings from getting in on those sentries, and I think he will be able to deny this third. He's going to have to use quite a few force fields, bringing back his mutas from the natural, and it looks like he's going to try and take this force out. They do get in.
No, and there's not enough. Oh, there is a few force fields left, actually. Minigun just not dropping them down, but unfortunately, these mutas are going to kill everything.
Oh, my goodness. That could be curtains for Minigun, losing his entire push right there after that kind of an economic deficit. I mean, he is going to try and fight this out, but wow, Nerchio could not ask for a better situation.
Nope, Nerchio going to a 4th base now. Wow, at the same time Minigun was investing in Templar, he's only starting Storm right now, which means those are going to be useless unless he turns them into Archons ASAP.
Ooh, and Nerchio going on the offensive here, looks to be making a move at the natural. He might just go straight for the kill here. None of these Templar have been morphed to Archons yet. He's realizing that they need to be morphed right now, but it's too little too late. Those Archons are not going to be done in time. If he had morphed those just a little bit earlier, I think he would be okay, but gonna lose both of those Archons immediately. All the Stalkers going down, and the natural is in tatters.
And there we go, GG. So Nerchio coming back from down 0-1. Minigun is eliminated from the tournament. Nerchio advances to losers round 3 on the back of some incredible Mutalisk play there.
Yeah, I mean, just so impressive to keep your cool in that situation. I mean, I'd love to see the statistics on how often a player is able to come back after an 0-1 deficit and win a best of 3 like that. And mixing in the 7 pool with the speedless Ling Nidus, and then followed up by Mutalisk play on Crossfire. I mean, just really showing that he has, a plethora of strats to work with.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, because he didn't do the same thing in any of the games. He did the Roachling build in the first game, didn't work out to the Blink Stalkers, of course. Then he goes 7 pool into the Nidus play, which I try not to overuse this word because it sometimes is in gaming communities, but that game was epic. Then we have game 3 here where he goes pure Mutalisk Ling to really nullify the mobility issues that Zerg players face on this map. With the sentries being able to close off those attack paths, he just goes through the air.
Yeah, and Minigun, I think, might have overcommitted or overinvested rather in sentries that game. The sentries really just didn't do anything for him, except for that eventual push at the end there. But once those Lings were able to sneak past the ramp and just surround from all sides, he didn't even have enough force fields to deal with those Lings at that point. So very well played and just impressive all-around series from Nerchio.
Absolutely. If Minigun had been coming up against Roachling, maybe those sentries would have given him something, but as it stands, they did nothing against the Mutalisk. So there we are, folks. Nerchio does take the set 2-1, advancing into losers bracket round number 3. If you guys have enjoyed the IPL, please do check us out, ign.com/IPL. You can also find us at our social media links as IGN Pro League on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Justin TV. If you guys have enjoyed Pain User and Ice Casting, please do check us out as well. We appreciate all of your follows. You can find me at twitter.com/catspajamassc2.
And you can find me at twitter.com/painuser. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and we will catch you with more games from IPL Season 2.